Today we will discuss quadratic equation in brief. In my previous video I explained the term ax square plus bx plus c is equal to 0, which one is the basic equation for quadratic, and today we solve some maths for class 8, 9 and 10 students. This portion is very much important for your upcoming exam, so don't waste your time and please don't skip this video. Either you skip if
Then
you don't understood anything. So this is my first question. Now what I've done, 9x, this means 9x upon 2, just cross multiply these 2 into this part. So we got 10 plus 2x square. Now rearrange all the things in one side. So we have found 2x square plus 10. This 9x comes to this side and forms minus of 9x is equal to 0. So this is 2x square minus 9x plus 10 is equal to 0. Now this equation looks like this one, where a means 2, b means minus of 9 and c means 10. Now we have to solve this by middle term method. In middle term method we have to multiply this 10 and 2 means 20. Now factorize this 20, we get, so from these three factors we have to find 9. How can we do this? 5 plus 4, this 5 plus 2 to the 4 means 9. So we can write 2x square minus this 9 means 5 plus 4, we can write 5 plus 4 from its factors plus 10 is equal to 0 minus 5x minus plus minus 4x plus 10 is equal to 0. Now we have to take some common from this part. From these two we have to take some common, and from these two we have to take some common. So from these two part we have x as common. So there are 2x minus 5 left, and here we take minus of 2 as common because 4 and 10 are divided by 2. So 2x minus 5 is equal to 0. Now this is one term and this one is another term. So from these two terms we take 2x minus 5 as common. So 2x minus 5 common. So we have left x and this minus 2 is equal to 0. So now we can write 2x minus 5. 2x minus 5 is equal to 0. From here we can write 2x is equal to this 5 goes this side plus 5, and x means 5 upon 2, or we can write 2.5. This is my one root. Another root, x minus 2 is equal to 0. We got another root from this part. So x is equal to plus 2. So these two are the values of x, and these two are called the roots of this quadratic equation. Now the second one, see it very carefully. We have these two terms as denominator, so we have to do LCM first. So for these two we get this one as my LCM. So 4 into x plus 3 minus 1 into x plus 2, 4 upon 2x plus 1, 4x plus 12 minus x minus 2 and multiply these two. X square plus 3x plus 2x plus 6 is equal to 4 upon 2x plus 1. So we got 3x plus 10 upon x square plus 5x plus 6, 4 upon 2x plus 1. Now cross multiply these two parts. So 2x plus 1 into 3x plus 10 and 4 into x square plus 5x plus 6. Again multiplied these two, we get 6x square plus 20x plus 3x plus 10, and this side we got 4x square plus 20x plus 24. Now take all the things in one side. 6x square plus 20x plus 3x plus 10, and this portion come to this side by changing its sign. So we write minus 4x square minus 20x minus 24 is equal to 0. And we can write six x square minus 4x square means 2x square, 20x plus 3x, 23x minus 20x means plus 3x, and plus 10 and minus 24 means minus of 14. So we found these quadratic equations. This is looks like this one. Now solve it by middle term method, or we can apply Siddharacharya rule. So in this math we just apply the middle term method. Again 14 and 2 means 28. Factorized it. From this factor we have to make 3. So 7 minus 4 is equal to 3. This 7 and 2 2s are 4 minus 3. So we have put 7 minus 4 for this 3. 2x square plus 7 minus 4 is equal to 0. 2x square plus 7x minus 4x minus 14 is equal to 0. Now we have to take common from these two parts. From these two parts we take x as common, so we have left 2x plus 7, and from this part we have to take common as a minus of 2. So we have left x plus 7. Remember these two, this is 2x. These two are also equal. If in your math these two are not equal, then your math is obviously wrong. Try to make it equal by solving it carefully. Now 2x plus 7 take as common, so we have left x minus 2. So 2x plus 7 is equal to 0, and here we can write x minus 2 is equal to 0. So 2x means this 7 goes to this side, means minus of 7. So x is equal to minus of 7 by 2, or we can write minus of 3.5. And from here we can write x is equal to 2. So these are the roots of this quadratic equation. Question number 3. Find the quadratic equation whose solution set is minus 2, 3. Don't need to panic for this question. This is very much easy. These two are my roots. So we can write the values of x is equal to minus 2 or 3. So from there we can write x plus 2 is equal to 0, and from there we can write x minus 3 is equal to 0. Now combine these two equations. x plus 2 into x minus 3 is equal to 0, and we can write, just multiply it, x square minus 3x plus 2x minus 6 is equal to 0. So x square minus of x minus 6 is equal to 0. This is my required quadratic equation by this solution set. Now the fourth one, without solving the equation, this one, find whether this is a root of this equation or not. So by doing middle term method, we can easily find out the roots of this quadratic equation, but the examiner asked without solving the equation. So how can we do this? Watch it very carefully. Put the value of x into this equation. If we get 0, then this is the root of our equation. So the equation is 6x square minus x minus 2 is equal to 0. To put the value x, 6 into 2 upon 3 whole square (6 into 4 upon 9 we get 8 upon 3, 2 upon 3 and 2. So by doing LCM, we found the value. So LCM is 3, 8 minus of 2 minus of 6 is equal to 0. That means 8 minus of 8 upon 3 is equal to 0. So 8 minus 8, 0 upon 3 is equal to 0. 0 upon 3 means 0 is equal to 0. So we got 0 in both my left hand side and right hand side. So that's why we can easily say that x is equal to 2 by 3 is a root of this equation. If this is not satisfied, my left hand side and right hand side are not equal, then we can write, no, this one is not a root of this equation. Okay? By using formula, you have to find out the value of this quadratic equation. Formula means Sridhar-Acharya rule, which I told you in my previous video. So now solve it. Take x as LCM. So we got 4x square plus 6 plus 13x is equal to 0. So now cross multiply these two parts. We got 4x square plus 6 plus 13x is equal to 0. Now you can use the middle term method to find out the roots, but we have to use the formula Sridhar-Acharya, which one is minus b plus minus root over of b square minus 4ac by 2a. So this equation looks like this equation, where my a is 4, b is 13 and c is 6. So we put the value minus of 13 plus minus b square means 13 square minus 4 into 6 upon 2 into 4. So we got minus 13 plus minus value is 169 96 upon 8. So we can write minus of 13 plus minus 3 73 upon 8. We don't know the value of root over of 73. We have to find out this. There is another session in my channel where you can find any of this kind of immature value. We know the root over of 64 means 8, root over of 81 means 9, but we don't know the value of root over of 73. So for this I take another class for ICSE class where you can easily find out any value. So we can write root over of 73 means nearby equals to 8.5 upon 8. So there are two cases are happened. One is minus 13 plus 8.5 upon 8, and another one is minus 13 minus of 8.5 upon 8. Now solving these two, we easily find out, and this one comes minus 2.81 nearby equals to minus of 5.6 and minus of 2.81. You just solve these two parts in your copy and you will easily find out these two answers. We have to assume something in this equation, otherwise we can't find the value. So we have to take x square is equal to something. We take x square is equal to y. So here x4 means x square, that square. So we can write this one is y square. So now put these two value here. This one is y square and this one is 2y minus 3 is equal to 0. Now it looks easier. From these three, because here a means 1. So 3 into 1, 3. So factors of 3 are 3 and 1. So from these 3 and 1, we have to make 2. 3 minus 1, that is 0. Y square minus of 3y minus minus plus 1y minus 3 is equal to 0. So y is common. Now from here plus 1 take as common. So we have left behind this one. Now y minus 3 is my common. So y plus 1 is left. So these two are my roots. Y minus 3 is equal to 0. From here we can write y is equal to plus 3. And y plus 1 is equal to 0. From here we can write y is equal to minus of 1. But we have to find the value of x, not y. So now put the value of y that we assume, that is x square. So x square is equal to 3. So x is equal to plus minus root over of 3, and in this side x square is equal to minus of 1. So x is equal to plus minus root over of minus 1. So these are my answers. Remember here 4 answers are come. Plus root 3, minus of root 3, plus of root over minus 1, minus of root over minus 1. These 4 are my answers for these equations. Rewind this video as many times as you can. Now the toughest one. See it very carefully, don't skip. Here we have to take something as my assumption. So root over of x, so let root over of x upon x minus 3 is equal to y. So we can write root over of x minus 3 by x is equal to 1 upon y. I hope you understood it and you can easily solve this problem. So put here y plus 1 upon y is equal to 5 upon 2. LCM, we get y square plus 1 upon y is equal to 5 upon 2. Cross multiplied, we get 2y square plus 2 is equal to 5y. 2y square minus 5y plus 2 is equal to 0. We can use the Sridharacharya rule or we can use the middle term. We prefer middle term. So my 2 2s are 4. Factorize 4. These two are factors of 4. So from these two we have to make 5. So we can write 2y square. This 5 means 4 plus 1 from these two factors. 2y square minus of 4y minus of y plus 2 is equal to 0. 2y as my common. So y minus 2 and here minus 1 is common. So we have found y minus 2 is equal to 0. So y minus 2 and 2y minus 1 is equal to 0. So we can write y minus 2 is equal to 0. From here we can write y is equal to 2 and 2y minus 1 is equal to 0. So we can write y is equal to 1 upon 2. Now put the value of y because we have to find the value of x. Y means this one. We take it. Now how can we remove this root portion? By squaring both the sides we can easily terminate the root. So we can write x minus 3. Now this side 2 square means 4. So now 4x minus 12 is equal to x. 4x minus x minus 12 is equal to 0. That is 3x minus 12 is equal to 0. So x is equal to 12 upon 3, 4. Here also y means root over of x by x minus 3. Now again to terminate this root we have to square in both sides. So we found this one and for this 1 upon 4 squaring this one. So again cross multiplied 4x is equal to x minus 3. 4x minus x plus 3 is equal to 0. 3x plus 3 is equal to 0. So x means minus of 3 upon 3 means minus of 1. These two are my roots. Rewind it and practice it in your copy. Otherwise you can't understand it. It is very much important for both students. This is the last one from your concise math from class 10. I hope you could find this answer. If you don't find this answer, text me, call me, comment in my videos and I will solve this in my next class. Take a hint for this. Put x minus 1 upon x is equal to y and you will easily find out. Now squaring both sides. If you squaring this equation both sides you will get the value of this one and do the same case for the same. And those one who yet not subscribed my channel, subscribe my channel, like it, share it with your friends and spread the study. Thank you.